free bar. Back to base building, and we're finally on the machine. So to do a proper leg extension, we're trying to train the quadriceps muscles. This one, called the vastus medialis, is crucial for females to train. Many times their vastus medialis isn't strong enough, and then they have improper tracking of their kneecaps, so that their kneecaps moving haphazardly. And so this muscle is really important to train, and this is why we use a leg extension. A real important factor, though, is in your gym, make sure that that leg extension doesn't start closer than 90 degrees. This one's just about 90, and it's hedging on, kind of scary. So you'd actually want the machine to start a little further to take some pressure off of that cartilage. So the extension movement literally will be just lifting your legs, exhaling, and contracting, and then back down. And as I said earlier, we don't have to worry about full extension on this, and for some people, full extension can cause problems with their cartilage. So instead, literally do a terminal knee extension where we're going to save that last 5 degrees to take the pressure off the knee. So we're not going to quite go that far, right, and then back down. Good. And we're still getting a great contraction of the VMO. It's also working the entire quadriceps area. So many times what a doctor will do, once you've had surgery, he'll put you first doing static strength so that, let's see, go ahead and relax for a moment, so that she would literally, I would say, okay, hold your leg up there, 1, 2, 3, and then relax, hold it, 1, 2, 3, good. And then once she was able to do that, then she would do bicycling, you know, through getting some range of motion. Finally, the doctor would put her on the leg extension machine to develop that strength through the range of motion. Then we would go to the closed chain exercises. This is an open chain. Closed chain are more real-life activity. Both feet flat on the floor, squats, lunges, deadlifts, which we're going to do in the next few moments. Good. Okay, this working the leg curl, this is the hamstrings, and we just worked the leg extension. Leg extension worked the quadriceps. This works the antagonist muscle group, the hamstrings. Remember, Katie, what do you think? Hamstrings, how strong should they be in relation to your quadriceps? Well, or about 60% as strong. So what we want those hamstrings to be 60% as strong as the quads in order to be sure that we're not going to have any torsion in the knee. So if Katie could do 100 pounds on the leg extension, she should be able to be doing about 60 pounds on the leg curl. All right, now to do this exercise effectively, Katie, I'd like you to relax your feet. So your feet are going to stay relaxed, and you're going to bring your heels towards your hips. Right, and see now this is really working that hamstring area. And if you keep your feet relaxed, then it focuses all of the work on that hamstrings muscle. And I'm going to actually lighten the weight a little bit so that she can feel even more of a contraction because she'll relax her feet totally. Okay, go ahead. And just relax your feet so that your toes are totally relaxed. Great. Now, this is working the hamstrings. If she decided that she wanted to lift more weight, then she would pull her toes toward her knees, and this is called dorsiflexion. So go ahead, pull your toes toward your knees. And now watch how much, isn't this a lot easier now? And Katie's shaking her head. Yes, the reason it's a lot easier is because her gastrocnemius, her calf muscle, crosses her knee, so that on every repetition, her calf muscle is helping her bring that heel toward the hip. So remember, that's why we give the cue to keep the feet relaxed. Now she could also plantar flex her foot, and that means pointing her toes. And if she points her toes, that also helps to take the gastroc, take the calf out of the exercise. So when in doubt, remember, just keep that foot relaxed. Very good, Katie. Okay, now we're ready to work quads, glutes, and hamstrings. We're going to put it all together into the squat, all right? So first, you're going to help your client get under the weight, and so she sets it on her shoulder, making sure her cervical spine is relaxed, good. And then set your feet, Katie, so that your knees are slightly bent, knees are going to be going over your toes. And when we drop into the squat, remember, just like we were doing earlier, your hips are going to come back, your eyes stay up, good. And then once you get to that position, back up, perfect. And as you're doing each squat, make your hips go back first, knees over the toes, excellent. And these little pads here are really helpful for that shoulder area, especially for women, helps keep that pressure off of that trapezius muscle. Beautiful job. And Katie, if you want to get a little more innervation in your glutes and hamstrings, go ahead and push through your heels. Yeah, go ahead and push through your heels. Beautifully. You feel a little bit more in your glutes now? Great, great. And exhale on the way up. As you're pushing up, exhale through each repetition. Beautiful job. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Good. And keep that scapula retracted. Perfect. 1 more rep. Knees over toes. Wonderful. And then we'll hook that weight up. Awesome job. Okay, now while you're here, not to give you any rest, all right, we're going to work lunges. And this is like doing a one-legged squat. So once again, you'll be under the weight, and I'm going to help you off. Good. Set you up. And then one leg is going to be back. I'll let you go with either one. Great. And literally, you're going to be working that front leg. So you're going to exhale down into the stretch. Exhale into the stretch. Good. And then back up. And once again, what we're watching for is keeping that knee over the toe, and the knee never goes beyond 90 degrees. Great. And same with the back leg. And as a personal trainer, what I'm really looking for is making sure spinal neutrality. And if I see her leaning a little bit too far forward, which I saw just then, I'm going to stop her right here and then come back up. Good. Because we're going to emphasize safety, not letting her flex forward. Perfect. That's the way to keep your back straight. Obviously, working that quadriceps muscle. Good. 1 more repetition. Pushing through that range of motion all the way up. Perfect. And we'll set that weight. Beautiful. Okay. So that's squats and lunges. Ready for the final one that's going to complement everything? This is the one that, again, women always are focusing on the glutes. So this is deadlifts. And again, we've seen it done improperly in the gym. Let me show improperly, and then I'm going to let Katie show it properly. The way to do it incorrectly is people will set these levers all the way down thinking they need added flexibility, and then they bend from their back like this. So now they're putting tremendous pressure on their ligaments and discs. What Katie's going to show you is how to do it correctly. So Katie's going to come back around here, and when Katie does it, as we've discussed earlier, she's going to be sure that she hinges from the hip and not from the spine. So her hands are about shoulder width apart, feet are really comfortable, not too far, not too close, and her eyes are going to stay up. She's hinging from the hip. Her low back stays curved. There's not any time that the back rounds. Good. Exhaling on the way up. Okay, that's right. Perfect. And then once again, knees are slightly bent. And by keeping the knees slightly bent, that takes pressure off the back. Also allows that quads and hamstring group to work. Good. Pulling from the hamstrings and glutes. Good. And always hinging at the hip. Perfect. Let's do 1 more rep. And pulling up. Beautiful. And once again, her goal, if she wants to get those glutes innervated a little bit more, is to pull from those heels. Beautiful job. All right. So combining squats with lunges and deadlifts works that entire glute, quad, hamstring group. All right. How do you feel? Great. All right. Ready to go to the next one? Yeah. All right. Now we're ready to work calves. Here we go. So we're going to set that weight on her shoulders. Katie's going to make sure she's in a good position, bringing her feet a little bit closer. The goal here is she's just going to be doing heel raises, literally lifting her heels up as high as she comfortably can go, and the weight evenly distributed on her back so that she's not putting pressure on her disc, so she's in neutral spinal alignment. Good. And then that's right. Exhaling through the exertion phase. Beautiful. Perfect. So this is working the gastroc muscles, that long calf muscle. Excellent. And if she wanted to work her soleus, she would bend her knees slightly, and still she'd be working both gastroc and soleus at the same time. Perfect. Perfect. Let's do 2 more reps. And last one, and then I'm going to help set it up. Great. Now, after each leg workout, Katie, guess what we're always going to do? Stretch. All right. Let's show your personal trainer friends how to stretch using that PNF technique, but in a partner type way. So, Katie,